Welcome back to Canadian Money Masters. David here. All right, so let's talk about Roaring Kitty. This guy had become popular because of the GME stock, and he was featured in a movie called Dumb Money, which can actually be seen on Netflix. And he did a live stream today talking about his position in GameStop. There's been a lot of controversy recently as to whether he is acting on his own or whether he's partnering with market makers. What does this all have to do with investing and becoming a master of our money? What does this have to do to help us? Well, this is one of those high risk investments that people love to speculate on, and people are either going all in or they are shorting this stock, which means that they're betting against it. And it was a really interesting live stream today because he showed up and kind of mumbled his way through and kind of was acting a little strange, and you were left thinking, is this an act? Is he perhaps high on something, or what's going on here? So it's a really interesting study in the psychology of trading and finances, and how this one guy has literally upset Wall Street and a lot of market makers because he apparently supposedly held a large position in the company and had been promoting it back in 2021 as a company that was pretty much failing at the time. And it was sort of a movement, so to speak, of retail investors, which is just average ordinary people, against Wall Street and the powers that be that tend to manipulate markets and push things down. And a lot of times, if a company is failing, big market makers or corporations or even individuals that have a large amount of money can really push down the price of a failing company by shorting it, betting against it. And so this guy Roaring Kitty really rallied the troops, so to speak, online, and became sort of a public hero, in a sense that he kind of started this movement to fight against the manipulation of Wall Street. But now he himself is sort of in the spotlight as a potential manipulator. And this act that he put on today in regards to how much positions he held and like how serious he was, and he just came across as a little crazy and a little bit out there, and he was teasing things. He was going to show them, then he wasn't. And so it's really hard to take him seriously and to really know what's going on in his mind, whether this is all intentional and he plans to go somewhere with it, or I don't know. It's hard to tell, but I would love to get some feedback and to know what you all think, to see if this is an intentional act to manipulate the stock up or down, or whether he's just a little crazy and kooky and this is just his personality and he's just kind of playing around because he's got the spotlight and he's taking full advantage of it. Obviously, he doesn't want to look like a corporation. He doesn't want to look like a suit. He doesn't want to look like he's got it all together. He's trying to represent the average everyday man and maybe kind of the degenerate crowd that's willing to YOLO and go all in. So I want to hear from you to see if you guys are invested in GameStop, to see what you think about this whole situation. Obviously he plans to gain or lose a lot of money depending on how the stock does. So he really had an effect on the stock today when he started talking. The stock just started tanking. People didn't really respond well to what he was saying or how he was saying it. So again, would love your input. Leave a comment to see what you think Roaring Kitty is all about. If he's doing all this intentionally, what his end game is, what his plans are, and what you think about GameStop and the whole psychology of retailers against big corporate America, North America, and see if we do we have any effect as retail investors if we band together. I think we do. I think that if we can all unite and get behind anything, that you can have a pretty huge effect on the direction of not only where stocks and companies go, but even bigger things, bigger picture things, which we don't need to get into right now. But anyways, this is all important in understanding the psychology of money and why things go up and down. Sometimes you can have a bad company that goes crazy and the prices just explode, and then you can have a really great company come out with great earnings and their stock price tanks. So it's really good to do these studies and understand why things happen, what they happen, and then even do some studying about technical analysis, which we can get into in another video, about how all the charts that represent the price movements in stocks, how a lot of people watch those patterns and those technicals to predict where the price could possibly be going. And there's a lot of legitimacy to that as well. Anyways, signing off for Canadian Money Masters, this is David, and I hope to hear from you and see you soon. Bye-bye.